Good day. We are the Group 5 presenting a Spanish colonial stone house local case study, Bahay na Tisa.
The Bahay na Bato architectural style first appeared in the Philippines during the Spanish colonial era, especially in the late 19th century. Architectural features from the Philippines, China, and Spain were combined to influence it. Rich Filipinos and the elite Filipino-Chinese adapted this style of home. A typical Bahay na Bato is built to match the country's tropical environment. It includes elements like large windows, high ceilings, and elevated living rooms that allow for natural airflow. Bahay na Bato had elements that represented the occupant's social standing. The higher class often owned the larger, more intricately designed homes, whereas the middle class typically owned smaller and simpler homes. Because it was a lavish and expensive form of house to build, the Bahay na Bato was primarily a symbol of wealth and power during the Spanish colonial period. The Bahay na Bato's size, layout, and adornment served as gauges of social standing. The higher the social rank of the home's occupants, the more intricate and decorative it is. Bahay na Bato was a social mobility instrument as well. The emerging middle class saw the building and owning one as a method to demonstrate their richness and status. As we venture this architectura mestiza, we aim to achieve the following. Number one is to understand the historical background, influence, and significance of a heritage structure. Number two is to learn about the building evolution and morphology of architectura mestiza during the Spanish colonial era. And number three is to explore the architectural elements of Filipino architecture called Bahay na Bato.
Bahay na Tisa is a heritage ancestral house of the Tech family in Pasig City. The first owner of the house, Don Cecilio Tech y Cabrera, built the structure during the Spanish colonial era back in 1846. He was able to pass it down to different generations of his family with the intent to preserve the structure as it established their family's identity. Located at P. Gomez Street, San Jose, Pasig City, Bahay na Tisa is a 177-year-old structure and is known to be the oldest extant building in the city. On February 19, 2020, it was declared an important cultural property of the National Museum of the Philippines and the city government of Pasig. During martial law, Bahay na Tisa was called the Freedom House, where people could freely use it as a venue for their meetings regardless their political faction. At one point in its time, it also functioned as an unofficial barangay headquarters of San Jose. Bahay na Tisa also conducts religious activities inside the house every Sunday after Easter, as it houses the religious image of Santo Niño de Pasión. It was also venue for several films and TV series such as The Centennial, Offering of the National Hero Dr. Jose Rizal, and Waiting for Sunset. Today, Bahay na Tisa functions as a private residence for the Tech family while also being open for public viewings. According to Marie Antoinette Tech Mendoza, the current owner of Bahay na Tisa, who belongs to the sixth generation of the family, their goal is to preserve the original state of the house as much as possible. However, there are still inevitable instances where renovation is crucial, such as the time when the original roofing was replaced due to damages during World War II.
The historical Bahay na Tisa in Pasig City building, 1846 during the Spanish colonization, showcases the influence of Filipino architecture known as Bahay na Bato or House of Stone. This architectural style is characterized by its use of red clay roof tiles, referred to as Tisa, which were originally used for the roofing of Bahay na Tisa. Bahay na Tisa in Pasig City is an architectural gem that perfectly combines functionality and aesthetic appeal. It showcases the creativity of local artisans who use native materials to create structures that suit the climate and culture of the Philippines. One distinctive feature of Bahay na Tisa is its roofing. Originally adorned with red clay tiles, the steeply pitched roof efficiently drains rainwater. However, due to events like World War II and typhoons, the original roofing has been replaced with asbestos, as restoring it to its original material was too expensive for the current owners. Another notable aspect is adobe bricks for the ground floor walls. These bricks provide strength, insulation, thermal regulation, sustainability, and cultural preservation. During the Spanish colonial era in the 1850s, Adobe bricks were handcrafted using clay soil from the nearby Pasig River, readily available in the area. The upper level features hardwood with some components replaced over the years. The original wooden ceiling in the kitchen area remains, while other sections have been substituted with different type of woods. This architectural gem is also defined by its spacious windows, equipped with functional capis shell panes allowing natural light to fill the interior. The owner, Marie Antoinette Mendoza, ensures that the capiz shells used for repairs come from Negros Occidental, matching the original quality and size. The house also features adjustable sliding panels called ventanillas and meticulously assembled timber casement windows secured with window pegs. These details showcase the thoughtful design and dedication to preserving the authenticity of Bahay na Tisa. The wide eaves extend beyond the walls, providing shade and protection from direct sunlight. While some sections have suffered typhoon damage, the original materials remain intact. The house also features beautifully crafted stone and wood balustrades on the azotea and staircases, adding elegance to the design. The upper floor of Bahay na Tisa boasts sturdy wooden columns, some of which possesses unique marks. Notably, one column bears mark caused by a bullet, demonstrating its exceptional durability as it failed to penetrate the wood entirely. The columns are connected by arches with a particularly notable column positioned in the middle of the present-day dining area. Remarkably, the original wood still adorns these columns and arches, preserving their historical integrity. Furthermore, the hardwood planks that comprise the upper floor's flooring have withstood the test of time, remaining in their original state. Despite the presence of termites, efforts have been made to control their presence, allowing the planks to maintain their pristine condition.
The site is located at P. Gomez Street, San Jose, Pasig City, near other historical and famous structures such as the Pasig City Museum, Immaculate Conception Cathedral of Pasig, and the Plaza Rizal. It is a corner lot accessible by two roads along P. Gomez Street and Industrial Street. It has an approximate land area of 32,000 square meters that currently includes the main structure, which is Bahay na Tisa, a secondary house, and a parking area. The main structure is the Bahay na Tisa, a bahay na bato that was built during the Spanish colonial era. On the other hand, the secondary house where a relative of the Tech family is currently residing and the parking area for the Carosa are not originally included in the site.
The available space, climate, and cultural practices all had an impact on how dwellings were laid out in the Philippines during the Spanish colonial era. One of the most important concerns was the need for ventilation and natural lighting, which were required to keep the interior of the house cool in the tropical environment. The Bahay na Tisa employs the same technique. The Zaguan Quadra, an accessible space for people, animals, carriages, and carts, greets us. Next to it is the silong, which served to keep harvested crops from the nearby paddy field in the past, according to the owner. Although they are two separate areas, they usually appear close to each other because they offer complementary functions. The escalera located near the puerto provides access to the upper floors and living areas, and the puerto postigo, an outside access, are further aspects of the structure. As we enter the upper floor, we are greeted by the Sala Mayor and the new Comedor area. The Sala Mayor and Comedor serve as the home's main living space where visitors are welcomed. The former Comedor space, on the other hand, is now a kitchen. Another cocina connected to the Sala Mayor's opposite side is where they cook with wood. It is located next to a despensa de casa which stores food, utensils, and other household supplies. The azotea also served as a reception space as well as a location for outdoor activities. They are all close to one another because they are all used to welcome and host people for every gathering and conference. The more private areas are on the opposite side of the second floor. Between them is an oratorio that serves as a study room. One of the bedrooms at the top of the escalera was once used as a library. The oratorio, a modest chapel or prayer chamber, was utilized by the family for their daily religious activities. Because the spaces in an old and new Filipino homes are identical, only a few of the area's placements and purposes have been altered in the original form of the house. A house to the building's right is currently a home to another household owned by the owner's cousin. We may also notice another parking place reserved solely for the Saints' carrozas. They also have a large enough open courtyard to help with the ventilation. The Bahay na Tisa, like all other Bahay na Bato buildings, is rectangular in shape. The house has a ground floor and an upper floor that are separated by a few steps. The upper level is made of wood and features an azotea, while the ground floor is made of adobe brick and houses the zaguan quadra, escalera, and silong. The form was designed with the tropical environment of the Philippines in mind. The rectangular shape of the structure allowed for a logical and practical space layout. It allows for natural ventilation and air movement throughout the living areas, which helps the home's capacity to stay cool and cozy. Traditional Filipino architecture emphasizes balance and harmony, which is why it features central axis and symmetrically organized chambers. Additional outdoor living areas that are perfectly suited to the tropical climate, such as azotea and open courtyard, allow for a seamless transition between indoors and outdoors. In order to fit both users and materials in the modern context, the building has had to evolve throughout the last few years. The Bahay na Tisa now houses 3 generations ranging from the 6th to the 8th. To meet the owner's relatives' demand for additional space, they built a newer residential structure next to the house and maintained the form and dimensions of the existing structure.
The stone house main entrance is called Puerta. The Puerta of the Bahay ni Tisa is exceptionally well preserved and fully functional, still utilizing an ancient fully locked system that remains in use today. Upon entering the entryway, the zaguan immediately reveals the location of carriages and carrozas. An interior stairway leads to the silong, which is a livestock storage. Going up to the upper floor, you can use the staircase called escalera that leads up to the kaida or the landing area. The dining area or comedor is connected to the kaida, which was also used in political gatherings. The kitchen, referred to as cocina, and bathroom called banyo is situated at the rear of the Bahay na Tisa. Adjacent to the kitchen and bathroom is an open space called azotea. Additionally, there is a dish rack made of slatted wood sticks called banggera by the kitchen window for air drying recently washed dishes and utensils before storing them inside the cabinet. The previous dining area beside the stairs has become the primary kitchen due to the introduction of modern kitchen equipment like ranges and refrigerators. However, the old kitchen space is still utilized for cooking when firewood, charcoal are used as the primary fuel source. Presently, the Bahay na Tisa features 3 cuartos, 2 of which have consistently served as bedrooms since its construction. Recently, a former library has been transformed into an additional bedroom, accommodating the growing family. This room boasts a mirador, an interior window that offers captivating views of the staircase without stepping outside. In between these cuartos lies the living area, which is the heart of the household. It provides a vibrant space for socializing, relaxation, and cultural expression. Today, it also serves as an oratorio for prayer and reflection as well as a study area.
The architectural style of Bahay na Bato is tailor-fitted to the tropical climate setting in the Spanish colonial era. Thus, it highly influenced the structures that were built during that time, including the Bahay na Tisa. Bahay na Tisa played a significant part in Pasig's historical events, such as being the venue for revolutionary secret meetings of the Katipuneros and the student activists during martial law. However, heritage structures convey more than just the historical importance and cultural importance of a house or its location. It also suggests that such a building or region has to be maintained and protected from destruction. Learning from the previous architectural styles and their origin allows researchers to consider the elements of history toward modern architecture. A background of a building with a design developed from the past aids in the influence and significance of the evolution of the contemporary world. Incorporating and improving the design principles of Bahay na Bato is still relevant to architecture, especially since it is specifically made to adapt the tropical climate. Family tech should stick to their practice of preservation of the building as much as possible. Innovations or maintenance are also crucial for the structural integrity of the house, but should always consider using the principle of adaptive reuse. Conserving a privately owned heritage structure is difficult and expensive, which is why donation drives are crucial for its preservation. With the heritage recognition from the National Museum of the Philippines, Bahay na Tisa should take advantage of the publicity and to further instill the value of its structure to the people.